Have you ever looked in the mirror and felt like your glasses were casting a shadow on your face rather than turning on a light? We often tell ourselves we're searching for glasses that make you look younger, but I prefer to think of it differently. We are looking for frames that make you look aligned. See, many traditional frames are designed with a heavy, dark bar right across the brow. Watch what happens here. That dark line acts like a ceiling, dragging the energy of your face downward just when we want lift. It isn't a rule you broke, and it certainly isn't you. It is simply the flow of the energy. But when we lift that ceiling, we create what I call the halo effect. Think of your frames not as medical equipment, but as jewelry for the face. A soft spotlight that catches the light and bounces it right onto your cheekbones. Today, we are going to explore the specific shapes that lift, the light catchers that brighten, and the color truth for my silver sisters that changes everything. You are not fading away. You are just coming into focus. But to bring that focus forward, we first have to gently identify the one design feature that is currently pushing it back into the shadows. As we move through our 60s and 70s, gravity naturally softens our features downward. It happens to all of us, and it is beautiful. But here is the thing about glasses for mature faces. When you place a heavy, straight, dark bar right across your brow line, think of those thick, bold reading glasses. You are essentially underlining that downward pull. It creates what I call dragging energy. Instead of the eye traveling up to your sparkle, it gets stuck on that heavy line. If you look at the comparison on your screen right now, you can see it instantly. On the left, with the heavy dark frame, do you feel how it sits on the face, almost like a barrier? It cuts the energy in half and casts a shadow right where we want brightness. But look at the right. See how that softer, lighter line allows the eye to travel up? That is the difference between dragging the face down and letting your energy float. To capture that floating sensation permanently, we swap the heavy bar for a silhouette that works with gravity, not against it. Now please, don't worry. I am not talking about those sharp, severe triangles from the library in 1955. I am talking about a frame where the top corners gently rise, acting almost like a subtle, permanent smile for your eyes. This is often the unspoken secret behind glasses that make you look younger. It isn't magic, and it isn't about hiding. It is simply a line that moves in opposition to gravity, inviting everything to look a little lighter and a little more joyful. Why does this specific shape matter so much for us? Well, as our beautiful faces mature, we often see a little softening along the jawline. It is perfectly natural, and we honor that. But if your glasses sit flat or droop down at the edges, they echo that softness in a way that feels heavy. The soft upsweep does the opposite. It draws the observer's eye up and out, away from the jaw and toward your temples. It creates a visual balance that feels like a breath of fresh air. Let's try a little experiment together right now. If you have your glasses nearby, or even if you just picture them in your mind, trace the top line of the frame with your finger. Does your finger slide down at the corners like a frown? Or does it gently glide up? That upward glide is what gives you that feeling of movement and energy. It opens up the entire face, making you look rested and ready, rather than pulled down by the weight of the day. However, there is a very important nuance here, and I want to protect you from what I call the costume trap. There is a fine line between a lift and a caricature. If the points of the frame are too sharp, too geometric, or too aggressive, they stop looking elegant and start looking severe. We are seeking soft curves, not sharp angles. You want the frame to feel like a gentle wave, not a weapon. When you find that perfect soft curve, it doesn't look like you are trying to hide anything. It just looks like you are happy to be seen. And since we are celebrating being seen, let's make sure we are lighting you properly with a concept I call the light catcher. Often, when we ask what color glasses make you look younger, we assume the answer must be a bold red or a deep blue to add life to the face. But I want to introduce you to the magic of translucent, crystal, or warm champagne frames. Think of these not as clear or invisible, but as a photographer's softbox light sitting right on your nose bridge. Instead of creating a dark boundary that casts a shadow, these frames actually catch the ambient light in the room and diffuse it softly onto your skin. It is like carrying your own personal ring light with you everywhere you go, instantly brightening the eye area without you having to do a thing. I know the hesitation that comes up instantly for so many of us. If I wear a clear frame, won't I look washed out? Won't I disappear? My friends, the answer is a resounding no. In fact, the opposite happens. Because the frame is so quiet, your eyes become the loudest thing in the room. Without a heavy black or tortoise rim competing for attention, the blue in your iris pops, or the warmth in your brown eyes deepens. You aren't disappearing. You are letting your true features take center stage. And I want to plant a little seed here for later. If you are someone who struggles with thick lenses and that Coke bottle effect, this style of frame has a very special magic trick that we are going to discuss in a moment. But first, we need to make sure we style it correctly so you feel grounded. Here is the secret to wearing the light catcher with absolute confidence. It loves a partner. Because the frame is so airy and ethereal, your face needs just one grounding element to maintain balance. This is the perfect time to wear that slightly bolder lipstick you've been saving, or to take an extra moment to define your eyebrows. You don't need heavy makeup, just a little anchor. Think of it as a duet. The glasses bring the light, and your brow or lip brings the definition. When those two work together, the result is fresh, modern, and incredibly awake. However, even the freshest shape will fail if we pair it with a metal color that creates friction against your skin. We are often told that as we age, we must wear gold or warm brown frames to warm up our complexion. But if you are one of my beautiful silver sisters searching for the best glasses for gray hair, you might have tried this advice and felt that something was just off. When you place a yellow gold frame next to cool silver or snowy white hair, it often doesn't create warmth. It creates friction. It can make the metal look brassy, and surprisingly, can make your beautiful silver hair look a little muddy or dull by comparison. Here is the liberation moment. Harmony creates radiance. Instead of trying to correct your coolness with warmth, I invite you to lean into it. When you pair a cool, polished silver, pewter, or gunmetal frame with silver hair, the result is absolutely striking. It doesn't look old or gray. It looks seamless, intentional, and incredibly expensive. It extends the line of your hair into your accessories, creating a cohesive, sophisticated glow that gold simply cannot achieve. I want to pause for a quick second because I know this divides opinion. I am so curious. Are you a Team Silver who has fully embraced the cool tones? Or are you Team Gold who still loves that splash of warmth? I am truly curious to know. Type Team Silver or Team Gold, because I suspect there are many more of us ready to embrace the cool side than we realize. Now I know some of you are thinking, but I love color. Do I have to wear gray metal? Absolutely not. But to keep that halo effect of light and lift, we want to look for what I call jewel tones. Instead of heavier browns or dense tortoise shells that might absorb your light, look for deep sapphire blue or a rich emerald green. These colors have immense depth, but they share that same cool DNA as your silver hair. They provide a beautiful contrast that defines the face without fighting against your natural palette giving you that richness you crave while keeping your overall look crisp and bright. But there is one medical reality that can distort all that brightness if we don't manage it: the side view of a strong prescription. If you have a high prescription, you know the frustration intimately. You might fall in love with a delicate, thin wire frame, but once your lenses are put in, that thick, exposed edge catches the light in all the wrong ways. It creates those distracting concentric circles, often called the Coke bottle effect, that can distort the side of your face. It can feel like the medical necessity of your glasses is overpowering the beauty of your style, and that is a compromise you do not have to make. Here is the elegant solution that solves this instantly: high-quality acetate. Think of an acetate rim not just as a border, but as a beautiful container. Because the material itself has depth and substance, it creates a home for your lens to sit inside. Instead of that thick edge hanging out in the open, catching glare and distorting your profile, it is tucked safely and invisibly within the frame. Suddenly, the world doesn't see your prescription strength. They only see the rich color and the beautiful shape of the frame. You turn a medical device into a deliberate, sophisticated style statement just by changing the material. The result is a clean, intentional line from every single angle. You look polished, you look finished, and most importantly, you feel secure. When you aren't worrying about how your lenses look from the side, or if they are distorting your eyes, you naturally carry yourself differently. You hold your head higher, and that quiet confidence, that is the ultimate halo effect. It allows that inner light we have been talking about to shine through clearly, without any distraction or distortion standing in your way. The path to the halo effect is clear. We found lift in the soft upsweep, brightness in the light catchers, and harmony in cool metals. But remember, we didn't use a single one of these tools to hide. We used them to align. I am so curious. Which of these three shifts gave you the biggest sense of relief? Was it the permission to finally ditch the gold, or the freedom of the crystal frame? Let me know below. Because ultimately, searching for glasses that make you look younger isn't about erasing the years. It is about framing the wisdom you have earned. You are not fading away, my friends. You are just coming into focus. Go try on that silver frame, look yourself in the eye, and welcome the light.